So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey, welcome to a new episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong. We are back, we're here, we're still alive. I'm not sure by the time this comes out, really, but you know, we're here. I'm Mohammed Magdi, and I'm sitting with my buddy
Vivek Mabubani, and of course, if you're searching me online, for all you know.
There you go. All right.
Today, let's get into this.
Yeah, okay, let's get into this. So I think we mentioned it a few times. You have some drama over the Facebook page.
Yeah, so
You're trying to claim it from the dude who owns it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm not sure by the time this comes out, this is going to be like the old page or not, but it's definitely worth looking at.
Yeah.
Because if you go on facebook.com/funnyvivek, you'll see a page of an Indian person.
A very nice Indian person.
Yeah. Who
Great
is,
gentleman.
I think, a meme page.
I guess so, yeah.
But also he's a tutor.
Yeah.
Or a teacher or something.
Yeah.
But his memes are all over the place.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Yeah.
But also, I don't really see the point of the page.
Yeah, so actually a couple of weeks ago, I contacted him saying, hey, I have a website called funnyvivek.com. My Instagram is funnyvivek. Unfortunately, I want Funny Vivek for Facebook, but you have it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I was forced to go with Funny Vivek with the letter M. Right? Because my surname, Mabubani. And I realized it's a big mistake because every time I say, oh, go follow me on Facebook, they follow him. I'm like, no, that's not
why
me.
he has 700 likes. I think they're all, and also people are racist. They they look at his page like, Indian guy. That must be
that must be him. Yeah. So I actually contacted him, and he responded to me a couple of weeks ago. Hey, I made you admin, and so far not yet. So I'm confused. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see. So everybody go try out.
Did you offer him money?
That's not the Indian way.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah, it's only when he asks, then I'm like, fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you try to get it for free first.
Of course.
But he want to give up, like, is he gonna, maybe you can give him the M in return.
Oh, let him have my page?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's like 70,000 followers at the moment. So
that's true. That is a bad deal.
That is like basically 10,000 times more.
So before we're recording, you were trying, he would message you saying like, hey, I give you admin rights, but you still don't have the admin
I still don't
rights.
have it yet. So maybe use admin rights in his heart. He's like, I believe you can be my admin to my heart. I'm like, okay. So yeah, so check me out, facebook.com/funnyvivek. Hopefully,
so far,
without the letter M. Hopefully, if not, then same old stuff.
The letter M. I am at the other Muhammad, mostly on Instagram. Post stupid things most of the time. Just so is my life.
Good enough.
Well, I complain about the construction of my house a lot.
Yeah.
And my dog. My life is
No, good enough. Anyway,
good
that's
enough.
fine. All right. So speaking of stupid, today is very special because for the first time in a long time, we have twice the number of guests that we normally get.
Yes, I'm very excited for this one. So we have Celine, Herren, and Amit Oz. You guys are the couple. You are a couple, right?
Yes, we are.
I wanted to say a duo, like two people, but also
I
you
like
are a
a duo.
couple.
A
Yeah,
duo?
duo
I
is
like
cool.
the duo.
But that seems like more a performance, like you guys performing stuff.
We perform. We make chocolate. It's an art.
Hey, oh, okay.
There you go.
Hey, duo sounds good then.
Behind Conspiracy Chocolate, right? And I'll let you guys talk a little bit first about what Conspiracy Chocolate is, and then we'll get into it with some questions. I have some spicy topics to talk to you guys about, especially you, Amit. But anyway, let's talk about Conspiracy Chocolate first.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, where did the name Conspiracy Chocolate, like why conspiracy? Did you do something wrong in the kitchen? You're like, oh, that's conspiracy. What's our recipe?
We don't answer that.
Oh, there we go.
He
Straight up.
starts very quickly with the we don't answer that. He has no idea what this podcast is.
All right. So chocolate. I'm guessing that you both are chocolate lovers.
Yes.
Okay. So you've enjoyed chocolate, and one day you were like, I need to do better. I can do much better than what's available on the market.
Surprisingly, that summarizes it.
Not really. I mean, I'm from Switzerland, so I grew up with a lot of chocolate.
Yeah.
Amit has his own story with chocolate, and we were a bit frustrated with the choice around in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And we're both very interested in cooking. We cook a lot at home, develop new recipes, and we started playing around with chocolate, literally melting chocolate, adding spices like chilies and rosemary.
Yeah.
And we really like the combination of cacao and savory foods.
Yeah.
Especially the chilies and the spices.
Yeah.
And then we turned it into bars and served it at dinners, and our friends started liking it, and we really ended up in a rabbit hole. And
So let me ask you this: whenever you see a pack of Cadbury's, does it like just boil your blood? You're like, oh, I can't believe this.
No. I mean, I don't eat it because I don't enjoy it. But
Yeah.
Amit still eats it
I'm not
sometimes.
chocolate snob.
Oh
I
yeah,
eat anything.
yeah. No judgment.
If it's tasty, it's tasty.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't mind that commercial stuff, like just off the shelf, like.
I have an ethical stance against the commercial stuff,
Yeah.
but we're all human, and occasionally you need a Kit Kat. Or
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Wait, what is the ethical stance? Like where it's sourced from and stuff like that? Okay.
There's- Most chocolate in the world
Yeah.
has a problem.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get into that later, but okay, I didn't know that's
Strong
what you
start.
mean.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Strong start. Yeah.
Like, I like it. He's like, I like your calm tone. You're like, most chocolate
Yeah.
in the world have a problem.
Yeah. It's like a lot of it's a lot of stuff like diamonds,
Yeah.
coffee. I work
Yeah.
I work with a startup that makes espresso machines, and I'm very close to the guys who have like fine print and all of these guys who
Yeah.
source their own beans. And when we talk about it in details, that industry is pretty fucked up, I would
Yeah.
say.
Coffee and cacao is very similar in
Exactly.
terms of production. And
Yeah.
The-
They also grow in the same climate, so they end up coming from the same country.
Exactly.
Meaning the same.
Wait, meaning coming from the same system, like the same sources and same
Well,
methodology.
same climate, and there's
Yeah.
similar method of production. So
Oh yeah,
it
yeah. So the
makes
production,
sense.
yeah, fair
I
enough.
was going to also say same economic systems as well. which-
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Where there's a certain, you're at the bottom and I'm just trying to feed off of you and stuff like that. So I just want to clarify to everybody, today we're speaking of like chocolate and everyone's drinking coffee as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how
Yeah.
we're all like, this is such a wrong industry. People are getting hurt, but please, let's have a look.
I hid my diamonds downstairs, my blood diamonds. I didn't want to bring them up because I thought that would be the line.
I have two in my pants all the time. And let me just say, they were very well sourced.
Yeah. Wait, so okay, you guys have also different backgrounds, right? Like you grew up in Switzerland, you grew up in Israel?
I grew up here actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Kind of.
Okay, but you're
Mostly
originally
here.
from Israel.
Originally from Israel.
Nice. When did you move from Israel to here?
I moved from Israel to China when I was 10.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then from China to Hong Kong.
You're still in China. Haha.
Hey! Just to clarify, what
right,
Mohammed
now-
says does not represent anyone else on the podcast.
No, what you guys are saying does not represent the podcast. I'm gonna blackmail you with that clip later, by the
Yeah.
way. Just the fact that you said you moved from China to Hong Kong. You're screwed, buddy. You're done.
Oh, man.
Oh, you thought you had the conspiracy. Wait.
There's a bigger conspiracy.
All right, so you got over here to Hong Kong. You
I
basically grew
moved
up
from
in Hong Kong.
Qingdao.
Okay,
where the
yeah.
beer is made.
Yeah,
Qingdao,
yeah, yeah,
that
nice.
part of China.
Yeah.
To Hong Kong.
Into Hong Kong. Yeah,
Province.
when I was
Just
14.
for safe measures.
I did high school here. I moved back to Israel for the army, and then I came back here afterwards.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been back here.
Wait. Okay, so even if you live abroad, you still have to go for the army. Or did
I
you
volunteered.
Oh, you did volunteer. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the, not to get into politics much, like what was the reason, like in your head, what did you, because I have a lot of Israeli friends who did the opposite. They tried to leave when they were like high school or whatever, and they just never went back because of the army. But you made an interesting choice to do
I
the
have a lot
opposite.
of Israeli friends also that did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I felt that I feel like my claim to be able to live there in the future
Yeah.
is a part of it.
Yeah.
I also felt it's a stage of my life that I could regret if I don't do. It's an intense experience, a part of a lot of people's the
Yeah.
way you mature.
Yeah.
And at the same time, how do you know what a 16, 17-year-old really wants and why
True.
they want it?
So why not go join the army? That's the way to find
So,
yourself, right?
I told myself, it's a sense of
It's a
of,
sense
of
of
duty
honor.
and I should do it, and everybody else has done their turn. They've turned 18 and they've done their thing, and they get to live that. And just because I got to live abroad and have this awesome life, and
Yeah.
I then get away with not doing it and go to university and look after myself. So
Yeah.
I thought, no, let's go and do my 3 years, and then I feel like
Yeah.
I've earned it.
Ah, okay, that's
At the
good.
same time, 16, 17, maybe I was just scared of going to study more. Who knows?
True, yeah.
It's hard
Right.
to
Like,
really say what I wanted as a
books
teenager.
scare you more than guns and everything in the war zone. You're like, I can do the bullets, but the bullet points in my books can't do that.
So how did you end up in mainland China when you're 10 years old?
With a plane?
Hey,
Nice. Okay.
I'm gonna have to add a lot of rim shots to this episode.
Just add, but
Yeah, but
did you go by yourself?
No, my family just we moved there for my dad's job.
Okay.
But I think it was also he moved there for us to have the international life.
Ah, okay.
So it
So
was
they
kind
wanted
of
to get
both
you
ways.
out of the comfort zone, right? You're used to your own environment in Israel. It's like, okay, we need to show
Exactly.
them the world that it's not just this. This is their neighborhood is not equal to the rest of the world. So was it? I'm sure a lot of cultural shock initially when you got to China. You're like, whoa, oh my God, TV's been lying to us.
Yeah, it's also like similar because I was obviously a lot older, but I also moved from the Middle East to China. That was my first like living abroad experience.
Oh yeah, it's quite a contrast.
Exactly, quite a contrast. That's why I'm interested, especially in your story.
What year was it that you?
I went in 2012, but I went to Dombey, which is actually close to also Qingdao. I was living a little further north, close to Harbin, and I was teaching English there by myself. Didn't know anybody in China.
Wow.
Yeah,
Scary.
but I was like 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
but
yeah.
if you're younger, people in China will still let you teach them.
I mean,
Like you can still be like 15-year-old professor at university. It's
I
pretty
think
good.
at 10 is probably below. the
Yeah,
threshold.
10 is a little much.
But people would walk up to me on the street and say, "Hey, I'm trying to practice my English. Let's
There
talk."
you go.
And
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It as a 10-year-old, nothing is weird to you because everything
Yeah.
is weird to you. The world is still quite new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then China was like it was so different from everything I knew that my threshold for weird really changed.
Yeah.
Okay. So like you basically numbed out your senses of like what's abnormal. You're like you come here, you're like, yeah, this is totally fine.
Anything could be normal.
Yeah.
It's just somebody's normal.
Yeah, true. And when you go over there, of course. So when you got over there, your whole family stepped in, and you probably had the initial thing of like, I don't want to be here, or were you just excited about the new adventure?
I think that the night that we were moving,
Yeah.
I remember being at peace with it. And until that point, I was like, what, my friends? And where
Yeah.
I like to play football?
Yeah.
But then the day that we actually packed stuff up, I was like, okay, well,
Yeah.
adventure.
Dad like plays a Bruce Lee movie. You're like, I'm there. This is on.
There
man.
was something really cool to go somewhere that doesn't yet have much connection with the outside world. 'Cause
Yeah.
At the time, this was the early 2000s.
Yeah.
A lot of people, we were the first people they met that looked like this, or
Yeah.
that spoke this language. And
Yeah.
there was something really exciting about that, like
Yeah.
pioneer-y kind of thing.
Yeah. So do you have a lot of like when you talk to let's say friends and family back home, back in Israel and stuff? Do you have to explain a lot to them like guys, just you need to open your mind and go around the world rather than still stay in your comfort zone? Because for myself, I have a lot of family that based in India and everything, and to them it's still like but China, Hong Kong, it's not right for me, it's not what I want. And I've also done like for some cruise ship gigs with I had like 60-year-old adults that have never gone to Asia their whole life, and like they would be there and they're like, oh, where are the dragons? I'm like, okay, guys, it doesn't work that way. They've been lying to you all these years. So do you have a lot of that you have to explain to them that guys, you're going to be underwhelmed if you're expecting like fighting kung fu and stuff happening all day, or are you telling them that you're still limiting yourself, there's so much you can explore?
I think anywhere you go, you're gonna meet people that have the majority of people have, they are born and they live majority of them not that very far away from where
Yeah.
they were born, so they're not wrong within their perception to have the familiar and the unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And then to imagine stuff about the unfamiliar.
Yeah.
I think in Israel everyone's quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a
Well, a lot of
jokes
funny
about
Jews
that.
in the world. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
They would make in the army. They'd make up a Chinese name of Chong or whatever for me.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Against
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Chow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's
fair
funny.
enough. Yeah.
Because you're the China kid,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because over there I'm the China kid.
Yeah.
And in Israel I'm the China kid. In China I'm the Israeli
Yeah,
kid.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, think all of us are familiar with
That is
this.
Yeah.
so bizarre.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people like checking out like, so he's your Chinese representative. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand how this is working. Then again, when I travel and I do shows, I'm from Hong Kong. People are like, that's from Hong Kong. This doesn't make sense at all. We're
Yeah.
confused at all. Yeah.
So, Celine, did you grow up in a stereotypical? This is my imagination
You
of
go ahead.
of Switzerland's households. By the way, it's like people are just making chocolate at home as a kid.
Not quite.
Okay.
Sorry.
So when did you start making chocolate for the first time?
So actually, in my childhood, I just ate chocolate like every normal kid.
Right.
I was not really interested in making chocolate.
Yeah.
Only when I met this guy, we started playing around with it, and yeah, we just started.
How easy is it for like a dummy like me to like if I want to start making chocolate at home? Just give me like very basic directions. What am I doing?
It's not
now?
easy. I mean, there's two ways of making chocolate, right? There's chocolate making and there's chocolatier. And chocolatier is when you take chocolate couverture, it's called.
Yeah.
You melt it and you make
No,
it
you're
into
losing me.
shape.
Slow down. I don't know if you picked up on my dumb questions. I'm not a very smart
All
person.
right. Chocolatiering, you take existing chocolate
Yes.
and you just transform it into different shapes, let's say.
Okay.
Oh, so we're doing shapes. Okay.
So that's
okay.
easy.
Yeah.
Okay,
do shapes.
Just like
chocolate-
playing with clay, basically.
Yeah, Play-Doh.
Okay.
But chocolate making is we take the cacao beans and we transform it all into chocolate.
All right, so let's
that's what
let's
we
go
do.
walk through this process of from beans to
The bean
chocolate.
to the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we do.
I love
Yeah.
that. Bean to the bar.
And-
You're like, oh, beans to chocolate? She's like, bean to the bar. I was like, yeah. This is well
It
thought
has a
out,
name.
Mo.
It has a name. It's a movement.
Ah, there
It's
we
a
go.
conspiracy. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Like a bunch of guys like having chocolate before going to weightlift. They're like, beans to the bar? Like, not that bar.
Conspiracy just give them more calories.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to burn it off. Go on.
So the process itself is not easy. Like you couldn't just pick it up at home and do it. It's quite like you need a lot of education and a lot of time, and it's both science and an art. So there's a lot of parameters to play with. But essentially, the farmer harvests the beans and then it ferments for a week, dries for another week, and then we receive it. And when we receive it, it's raw cacao beans that's been fermented and dried. And we first roast it, then we remove the shell from the bean, and then we grind the bean for about 3 days, and then we mold the chocolate. So that's like essentially the steps. So it
They're
takes about
grinding
5
for
days.
3 days.
Yeah.
So is that in a grinder, like a commercial like size grinder? Or like small?
No, we still use actually quite small. It's
Yeah.
it's stone grinder.
Right. Okay.
It's actually a dosa grinder
Yeah,
that's
it's
been
based on
adapted.
an
for
Oh, really?
chocolate.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
you guys.
So it's like a coffee grinder, basically.
No, it's literally stone. So
Oh,
it's stone.
okay. I see. I see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
Granite stones.
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
together.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Yeah, that's what I learned about grinders. Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the wrong way. Hold
We're,
on.
yeah. We're not talking about the app. Don't get too excited.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't have
Wrong
anything against
grinder.
it. It's fine. Because like when I first got it in, basically my girlfriend loves coffee, right? And so initially we're like, oh, let's start grinding our own beans, and we
Yeah.
got like this random cheap $100 grinder.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I grind. This is the same thing. The machine
grinder?
ones that's supposed to be for like seeds and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, whatever. And you grind, you're like, somehow this doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
do some research, you're like, oh, the different ways and the different type of the
Birds.
grinders, birds and everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. I'm
And
in
so,
that industry. It's so complicated.
Right, and then now you're talking about like the dosa grind. I'm like, yeah, it makes a big difference because in
Yeah.
Hong Kong there's this thing. Have you had the rice rolls called cheng fan?
Yeah.
You know, and even that you can tell between different grinds.
Really?
Yeah, because the smoothness
the
of the
flour.
cheng. If you go to like the traditional places, let's say there's a place in Kuntong where they grind their own stuff. It's that there's a certain
very
different
fine.
texture to the cheng fan. If you have it from the commercial big machine grinder, those are too smooth. You know. So you have a little bit, roughness to it. You're like, oh, I like the taste of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one. So yeah, I can appreciate that with
So
the actually,
similar, yeah.
the proper grinders.
So it seems to me that also, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but almost all your products are vegan, right? Or is
Yeah.
it 100% vegan, all of it?
All of it is vegan, but actually dark chocolate should be vegan. Dark chocolate is cacao beans and cane sugar. There shouldn't be anything else.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I'm big on like when I get chocolate, I like to get the quote unquote organic version,
Right.
just because I like the cane sugar,
Yeah.
not the other like they'll always have like some other random sugar or even like white sugar or whatever that they mix in.
Well, they add a lot of stuff. They add lecithin
Yeah.
for shelf life and to
Yeah.
make sure it stays the same consistency.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
add vanilla to mask the taste of moldy and over roasted beans.
yeah.
Too much sugar.
Yeah.
And dairy usually. Even sometimes in dark chocolate they add dairy to like tone down the bitterness of the bean.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, commercial chocolate has a lot of stuff added to it. There's very little cacao actually.
Ah,
Okay, so you brought us some chocolate. Very nice of
Yeah.
you. So I'm just looking at the ingredients here, and it seems super basic. So you have cacao beans, organic raw cane sugar, coffee beans, salt. That's it.
Yeah.
This is for
The coffee caramel.
caramel chocolate.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, 'cause,
And
like,
again,
there
I'm
is.
looking at it, and as a dumb guy, I'm like, I can make this. It's like four
To
To be
Yeah.
ingredients.
honest, while in any food, you can go down an almost infinite rabbit hole, especially now that the internet is an infinite rabbit
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
You could also go at surface level and take some cacao, roast
Yeah.
it in your oven, grind it, and it's going to taste like chocolate.
Yeah.
And then it's your choice how much deeper you want to go from there. But you could totally do it at home with a food processor.
Oh, okay. So I don't need you guys. Bye.
I think the same challenge comes with people doing comedy shows. Like I could do that too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
You know, I get it. And there's a different level when you actually do it. I bet you anything, dude. Like if we ever try this, we're gonna appreciate you guys so much more after we attempt
Yeah,
it.
you
we'll
guys try it.
Yeah, I'm reacting to you the same way an audience member watches us on stage, and they
Yeah.
go like, "Oh, this is so easy." I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
come up here for 30 minutes,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
keep people's attention. Good luck."
Yeah, exactly. So I can appreciate that. I actually like. There's only one type of chocolate I eat in Hong Kong. I'm actually gonna go and pick it up. I want to
Yeah, which
compare
one?
what it is. Right?
Yeah,
What's
go for it.
Great.
Now I'm too lazy to press the pause button, so Mohammed.
No, I
entertain
will
him.
keep. I will keep them going. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to talk about a common friend of Amit and me. No, I won't go there. She knows. She's also on the Patreon. Anyway, let's go back to... You actually have on this package, you're talking about the Saimpun neighborhood.
Yeah.
Why is that?
We both live in Saimpun.
Oh, me too.
I mean, we live together.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We started in our home kitchen. And we're very associated with the Saimpun neighborhood. We love that it's, the east meets the west, and there's so much happening in this neighborhood. You also know your neighbors or know of your neighbors.
Right.
All these shops are really friendly. There's this little community that is very unique, I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Have you always lived in Saimpun?
I was in Soho for a bit and then moved to Saimpun.
Right.
You were always in Saimpun.
I was always nearby in mid-levels.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, Saimpun is like mid-levels, but with more
I'm very
rats.
judgy right now. If you haven't lived in Kowloon we both lived in Kowloon before. Like if you haven't lived in Kowloon for a while, you have not.
I even lived
judging
in
you.
Hong Kong?
Yeah, it's hectic.
It's a really cool neighborhood. It's an awesome mix.
Oh, it's super cool, but also you
East and
kind of like,
West.
in my opinion, you gotta earn living there.
Right.
You have to live in the trenches for a while.
If you were born into Saimpun,
Yeah, come on.
like you don't understand. No, fair enough. I mean, Saimpun is one of those places that is chic enough where you feel like, hey, this is cool, but not exactly like I can't afford this coolness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some other areas of Hong Kong, like okay, you can compare it, let's say Stanley. You still got that chicness to it, but Saipun's got that little, relaxed. Everyone's nice and friendly, but Stanley's a bit like, I'm sorry, where do you work again?
It's
Before you
uptight.
come to my cafe.
So okay, this is gonna be very interesting. I didn't know you're gonna do this. This is not planned. But we brought people who make chocolate, and you decided, hey, here, I like this other
No,
chocolate.
I wanted to compare because like this
Yeah,
is the
no, it's
only
good. It's
one. This is
interesting.
the only chocolate in Hong Kong that I'm willing to
she's
buy.
Okay.
And I enjoy to the point that me and my mom basically like after every meal we have one slab each, right? And so I was like, dude, if I go cakes and everything, it has to be chocolate. There's no discussion, right? But I'm a big chocolate fan. As in I'm willing to pay money for good chocolate. Like you see over here, I talked about like how I don't like the chocolate.
Oh,
with
you're
the
right.
crappy.
The ingredients
Yeah,
are
yeah.
very similar to basically the basic ingredients.
That's
that you
exactly
have.
it. So when you talked about how the cane sugar and everything, I was like, yes, that's exactly it. Because I had been searching before for different types of brands and this chocolate and that chocolate, and I was like, something just doesn't feel right because I don't like it too sweet. I don't like my
Right.
chocolate sweet. I like it a little bitter. And then, so I'm like, finally when I found this, but I'm not going to say their name and everything because, it's conspiracy chocolate,
It's
everyone.
from Park and Shop.
Yeah,
So
so you figure it out.
special.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's okay. It's cacao mass, cane sugar, and cacao butter. So it's
Yeah.
not single origin because
Yeah.
it's it doesn't say
it
first
doesn't
of all.
claim, yeah, they would, right?
And usually when you buy cacao butter separate, it comes from another origin.
Yeah.
And when they say Belgium on the front,
Yeah.
it's usually from Barry Callebaut, which is the biggest producer of chocolate in the world.
Oh, okay,
which
okay,
means
okay.
it's not bean to bar, which is fine.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
going to be like industrially made.
Got it,
So it's
okay,
not
okay, yeah.
a craft chocolate.
No, that's why I'm like,
But frankly, the ingredients are quite
Relatively
fine,
speaking,
yeah.
this is a better chocolate than
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
majority
Hence,
of
I
them.
have good taste, Mo.
Oh, all right.
Fair. I wanted my
I'm gonna
audience
go back to my
realize.
Kinder Bueno. Thank you so much.
If you see in the ingredients lecithin and vanilla,
Yeah.
then it's probably worth avoiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is, I think, a step above that.
Yeah.
But then there's a
Can
whole
I taste it?
category of
Yeah,
bean
yeah,
to bar
please.
chocolates.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that category is really, if you're a big chocolate lover,
Yeah.
it's worth looking in there.
Yeah, actually, if you guys want, by all means, there's two slabs. Go for it. Just compare and be like,
Yeah.
If you, I'm gonna get some tissue
you brought
because
more
if you're
chocolate
smart,
than-
if you're smart, you will spit it out the moment you put it in your mouth. Like, what is this trash? Then you have to bounce
out
it.
of temper.
Out of temper.
Oh, wait, what is?
Wait, okay.
Wait, what does that mean? Hold on.
Look at the
It's
color.
white on top.
Oh, what? Oh, so that's not good.
Is that bad?
No, it's fine.
Wait, is that like?
it's
Is it
slightly
from-
not good?
It's
Oh,
a
really?
temperature thing. It's fine,
I shouldn't store it. I need to be like in a dehumidified box and stuff like that. Is that what you recommend? I have one of those boxes for my cameras.
actually. No, the best way to store it is in a wine fridge, actually.
Ooh la la.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Now we're learning a lot.
Yeah, 15 to 20 degrees is ideal.
You can also,
15
if you want to keep it in your fridge, take it out half an hour before you eat it.
Oh, okay. Oh
But
man.
this might not be your fault. It could be during transport. The
that they didn't
temperature
do a good
change during
job.
transport.
So when you're eating it, can you tell that it's not perfect?
No, it might change a little bit the perception, but the
Yeah.
taste is exactly the same.
Okay.
Are you talking about this chocolate or about the tempering?
No, the tempering. Yeah.
I love it, dude. my mom listens to this podcast. She's gonna get her mind blown when you talk about chocolate. It's like both of us are big chocolate fans, and
Yeah.
I never knew about that. I was like, "It's white color." I'm like, "We should not judge by color, you know. We should be accepting, you know."
No,
Maybe
some-
went overseas, you know.
Some
you know.
people think it's moldy, but it's actually really fine to eat.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
the cacao butter that comes up to the surface.
Ah, okay,
That's
okay,
why
okay.
it's white.
You
but
have
it's
another
fine.
bar here that is black sesame. I never heard of that in chocolate. Are you just experimenting a lot?
Most of what you'll find in our chocolate you've never heard of in chocolate.
Yeah.
Same with sourdough and same with.
All right, I have a
Sichuan
feeling-
pepper.
Sourdough. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
I have a feeling
In
a lot.
chocolate, yeah. In my
Yeah.
baguette, sure. In my chocolate, I'm
great.
not sure.
I have a feeling a lot of our listeners, I mean, my mom, wants to know where can we order and get your conspiracy chocolate from? Where's the official link or methodology? Do we have to walk down the site?
Conspiracychocolate.com is
All right.
one. There's about 30 shops in Hong Kong that you can see on the website also that carry us. And
Yeah.
Actually, in the first 2 weeks of December, we're going to have a little pop-up in Sang Pun in our
Nice.
favorite neighborhood.
Really?
This is
So you can
actually,
come in for a
yeah. By the
chocolate.
time people are listening to this, we're very close to the beginning
yeah,
of December.
perfect.
So, you guys, okay, tell me about that. Where is the pop up? What is it going to be about?
So I guess going back for a second to the neighborhood,
Yeah.
Sang Pun is maybe 2 years ago this was secretly, but today it's a giant foodie neighborhood.
Yes.
It's you imagine an ingredient, you go downstairs and you have it.
Right.
Imagine a cuisine, it's cooked around cooked. It's all right there. So we've always been attached to that. It's been inspiring us to make food. A lot of our ingredients come from shops in Sang Pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do that experience somewhere where this is expected, where people walk around the street and they're open to this. So we're going to call it Chocolate Jungle,
Nice.
and even though it's in the winter,
Yeah.
and you're
I mean,
going
it's
to
not
come
real
inside.
winter here anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
It's like a little
semi-winter.
jungle oasis in the
Yeah,
middle
yeah,
of
yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll come in and you will see cacao fermenting outside, something that normally happens only on location on the farm before any new aroma is introduced. But that's
Yeah.
going to happen here in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
potentially for the first time.
I'm pretty.
No,
yeah.
actually, no. There's a restaurant
Yeah,
that
Mono
does
does it,
Yeah, Mono
yeah.
does it as well.
Okay. Okay.
And then you will see a jungle spilling out of a ground floor shop in an alleyway, and the alleyway itself has been turned into a sitting area. And then when you go through the
Wow.
jungle inside, there's going to be a chocolate lab in the jungle where there's going to
Do
be
you
a
have the
bunch of
location?
stuff.
Are you?
We have it, yeah.
Like, I know, but like, can we say it right now, or is it still a secret?
No, yeah. It's gonna happen at the Frida Club.
Frida Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice.
So this is off of High Street. There's
Yeah.
next to the really good Thai restaurant. The stairway is going down.
Yeah.
Right there.
Next
What-
to
what-
Typhoon Gym.
What's Typhoon
Yeah.
Typhoon Gym? I love that place
Yeah.
because like every time I used to walk past when like CrossFit and thing was
Yeah.
like super huge, and I'd be like, "What? Why do you have to keep the gates open? Like, I don't need to see you working out, man. Why are you doing this?"
And that's going to be from the 1st of December?
No, 28th of November
Oh,
till
28th of December.
11th of December.
Very
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Imagine
Yeah.
leaving your house to buy some junk food, and you go downstairs and you see those guys running up and down the street.
Yeah,
topless.
and you feel
Yeah.
bad. You're like, man, I gotta change my lifestyle, man. Like, what you should do is open up the store opposite them, and like kind of it'll be a bean to bar to bean.
I mean, basically what's happening.
It's basically opposite, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically
we actually
opposite
met the
direction.
owner
You are the worst.
yesterday. No, we met the owner yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
And she was like, yeah, people love chocolate. Come and give your chocolate to our people.
Yeah, true. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will appreciate that after a good workout. They're like, I
Yeah.
earned this, you know. I deserve
It's
a
also
little
high
something.
protein, so
Oh,
it's
there
a
you
good
go.
post-workout snack.
Tell me a little bit about like combinations that you tried that like failed miserably. It's like you try, you're like you were so excited about it.
I
You're
have
like,
one.
ew, that tastes gross.
Yeah, so for our first market, it was for a Tonchong Street market.
Yeah.
We made egg waffle chocolate. 'cause
Wait, that's
I love
Quarry Bay?
egg waffle.
Tongchong Street.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love the egg waffle.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
So good. And
Yeah.
but everything is vegan, right? So we
Yeah.
made it a vegan version.
Yeah.
And we cannot have any water in chocolate. So we had to dehydrate it. Anyway, it was very messy to make. And we like sprinkled the bar with the mix,
Yeah.
which tasted good, but it lost the appeal of the
Right.
puffs.
Yeah.
Without water, it's more like the egg rolls, the Chinese.
Oh yeah, the crunchy,
Yeah.
yeah,
Crunchy.
yeah, the
Yeah.
egg
Crunchy,
rolls.
yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
it tastes good, but it didn't look as
Yeah,
good.
it didn't
And
do the job.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're trying to apply some local angles to
Yeah,
the chocolate
really.
flavors. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Have you tried like let's say tofu in chocolate?
I don't think
That's
that
a
would be
good
very-
idea.
Yeah.
I would
The
test that.
taste is very like bland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
it is.
something to
Yeah.
it.
Maybe for
'Cause, like-
texture.
Like Sichuan
So okay,
tofu or
so
something.
giving you an example, like Messina, the ice cream place is
Yeah.
opened up in Hong Kong, and
Yeah,
obviously
we
they have
exploded.
local flavors, right?
Yeah.
So the other day I did try their tofu fa flavor ice cream. Pretty good. I was quite impressed because tofu
Yeah.
fa is not just tofu; it's actually the very silky smooth tofu with like the
Brown sugar.
red, the sugar on it, and that's what to the kick to it, where it had the
Yeah,
little
that's nice.
sweetness that that's unique to that particular sugar.
Yeah.
So in case you guys do use that idea, I'll let you know what my commission rates are.
No, right.
Oh,
Because this is going out before you. Nah,
Use the code FUNNYM Vivek.
yeah, it hurts my heart. It breaks my heart, man. No, but like honestly, like some local flavors are worth checking out.
Yeah,
but
we
obviously
do.
the savory ones, like you don't want to do like what chicken's feet.
No, so we do soy sauce
really?
inside the caramel. That's very
Nice.
nice. We use a chiangpi, so the
Yeah.
pure tangerine peel.
Yeah.
We use a lot of the flowers from the Queen's Road,
Yeah.
Queen Street.
Yeah,
Queen's
yeah,
Road.
yeah.
The little shops of like dried flowers.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
use
yeah.
So
all
we
that
use
stuff
the
there.
flowers just to kind of sprinkle it.
Yeah, like osmanthus flowers that you find in the jelly
Yeah.
desserts. We use that.
Yeah.
What's the most like
use-
adventurous you have been?
So
you have gone
Sichuan
with
pepper is
definitely.
a flavor that we have
Definitely.
for.
we probably have more. I mean, Rose Harissa was pretty adventurous.
Yeah, but I mean like more local.
Oh,
Yeah.
Local
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah.
The
Sichuan
Sichuan
pepper is a great one.
That should have worked out, right?
Yeah,
Because like
yeah, yeah.
chili chocolate is awesome.
It's so good,
People really
yeah.
like it, but it's divisive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Most
is.
people really like it. Some people are like, why does this exist?
It's like
It tastes
durian.
like hot pot, you know.
Yes, it's same like
No,
durian.
no.
Durian sucks.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was gonna say
Oh.
everyone should agree that durian sucks. That's my point. It's not divisive.
You don't understand. There are actual stores that just sell durian in Hong Kong, and they
Yeah,
still
and
exist.
this is why
People love
terrorism
it.
exists because they
People love
just
it.
blow up these places.
Wait, hold on. Did you
Durian
say-
land.
Did
No.
you say you like durian?
No, people love it.
Oh, people
I
love it.
personally don't, but
Yeah, again, because you're a reasonable human being. No one should like durian. I'm sorry if you like it. No.
So okay, so if anybody, let's say they love chocolate, obviously go to conspiracychocolate.com and check out all the flavors and options that you guys have over there.
Yeah.
Now, do you even have like a crowdsourced kind of idea thing where hey, submit your ideas, we might even consider it?
We
kind of-
do, we do.
flavor
Ooh,
ideas.
nice. All right,
God.
let's submit some.
Oh,
So we
definitely,
have
like-
that for flavors, and we're also going to have that for sustainability soon.
Yeah.
We're still building the page, but basically there's a few targets we had when we set out, and some of them we've managed to hit. Some of them we're still working on.
Yeah.
Some of them we're lost for a good solution.
Yeah.
So people that can come into the website and suggest ideas, that would be actually really helpful.
All right, here's some off top of my head. I grew up with hummus, as you have. I imagine. Can you put hummus in my chocolate?
Oh, actually,
Chickpeas. We're,
Yes.
Chickpeas.
we're
Oh, there
trying
you go.
that next week.
Oh, yeah, well,
Roasted
really?
chickpeas.
Oh, damn.
coated in
Okay,
chocolate.
I'm excited.
We're
now.
pretty good.
No,
Yeah.
halva. Halva is the other one.
Halva,
we
yeah, yeah.
made that.
I think we're
That's
trying to
great.
make Maltesers, but with
Yeah.
chickpeas inside.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come check that
Yeah,
out.
halva in chocolate we tried. That's nice.
Did you see the abomination, which is hummus with chocolate inside? That's all over
Oh
America
no, that
and
is an
Australia.
abomination. No,
Oh, man, that's-
that is offensive.
I still want to try it. But I'm not allowed.
yeah, you shouldn't be. That is
No,
gross.
you know, out of curiosity, I would try it.
But he
But-
wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make
Yeah.
it.
No, I wouldn't make
He has
it.
principles.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, chocolate and hummus, no.
Yeah.
But, like hummus and chocolate, maybe.
Okay.
You know, see the
Okay. We can
difference?
try that. We can
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah, if it's good.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Actually, the last flavor we made that's really good is we make a vegan milk chocolate that's very nice, and we put swan papdi,
Okay.
the Indian candy,
Yeah.
the one with cardamom, and we put that inside. And it
Ooh.
has a texture that is a bit like halva, but
Yeah.
more crumbly. And together, it's amazing.
Wow.
So
And
we
this is
did this for
available?
Diwali.
This is available
Just
only
for the-
through Bengal Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Something we
yeah.
did for them for
Bengal
Diwali.
Brothers. Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
like Diwali is big. People will
Yeah.
definitely buy that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we
good.
went together to an Indian grocery shop and
Yeah.
just with them, with the guys with Tan.
Yeah.
And we just pulled a bunch of stuff off the shelves and then
Yeah.
sat outside and tasted everything there
Yeah.
on the sidewalk and we're like, oh, okay, this one.
Yeah.
And so we landed
Wow,
on
that is cool. I guarantee like a lot of people are going to go to your website and just be like, just curious, like what have you combined? And
Yeah.
they're going to start submitting
It's,
a random
really
idea.
endless. With chocolate, it's really
It's such a
cool.
canvas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's both savory and sweet.
Yeah.
So today we know chocolate as sweet, milky, but it's also a whole like savory world.
Yeah.
Traditionally, cacao was used as a bitter drink
Yeah.
with spices, so it was bitter, strong in your face, very dark.
Yeah.
And then we went into sweet, but we kind of try and bring it back to the savory side and add
Right.
spices
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Do you get a lot of pushback from people who's like, this is too bitter for me because they're so conditioned to have sweet chocolate?
At first, yes. But then there's also a confusion. Because chocolate's not supposed to be bitter. Even
Right.
even 99% chocolate shouldn't be bitter.
Yeah.
A lot of it is the commercial chocolate industry. When you pay a very low price for someone
Yeah.
that doesn't really care for what they're doing, the product you get back let alone the mold and all that stuff that they're dealing with. It just doesn't taste very good to begin with.
Yeah.
So they roast the shit out of it. Not like comedians roast. You know?
Let's do
This guy's on fire.
So they roast it until there is no flavor left. And when you burn something, think of Starbucks versus regular coffee.
Oh, terrible.
It's exactly the same. I was
Absolute
gonna say,
trash. They buy
You
cheap
also
beans.
roast the shit out of it. It's
Exactly.
very dark.
Yeah.
And if you end up with something that is so burnt, it's bitter.
Yeah.
And if you want to improve it, you gotta add milk and sugar and whatever
Yeah,
to try
cover it
and
up,
mask
Vanilla,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you have bean to bar chocolate, it's roasted by an artist that's trying to, like with regular coffee, bring out the notes, create something. It's more like a whiskey.
Yeah.
Right away, it's a lot of flavors. It's a bit intense. But if you close your eyes and pay attention to it,
Yeah.
people eat 100% chocolate too, and it's not bitter.
Yeah.
It's a complex combination
It's
of
a
a
journey
lot
of flavor, yeah.
And if you actually compare chocolate to even wine,
Yeah.
and you look at under a microscope, the flavor is actually more complex. The molecules that make up the flavor of chocolate, it's such a wide range, and it can pair with so many things, sweet or savory.
Yeah.
So you could actually include chocolate in a completely savory plate.
Yeah.
So actually,
Without any sugar.
during the pop-up, we're gonna do a lot of pairings. So chocolate with whiskey, chocolate with wine, chocolate with cigar.
You're selling this
chocolate
very
with
well right
tea.
now.
Yeah.
I'm signing
so
up.
in.
No,
dude.
because
Yes.
it's so
Oh,
interesting to see how chocolate pairs with different products
Yeah.
and how again it can go towards the savory side. So when we pair it with different alcohol, with teas, with coffee, it really brings out notes from both sides. So it's very
Dude, I am
interesting.
so in. I'm definitely
I think
gonna go there.
unlike I'm not an expert on any of these things. So if I'm drinking like anything, like drinking any tea, special tea or whatever, and
Yeah.
people are like, oh, like it brings out this note. To me, as a dummy, I just know if it's good or not.
Yeah, but frankly, if you start thinking about it, it's also a lot associated with your memories, right? So you
Right.
taste like, the taste of apricot. You can't describe it, but you know what it tastes like.
Right, yeah.
So then if you're like thinking, you taste the chocolate and you're like, oh, apricot. And then you try and like think back to your memory.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
how you need to like train yourself.
Yeah.
But of course, if you just taste something,
Yeah.
if you don't think about it in the right way, you can't taste these notes.
Right.
But if someone tells you, okay, look for tobacco, spice, which is actually the notes of our chocolate,
Yeah.
then maybe you can start thinking in this terms.
Oh yeah, like childhood memory when you smell
Yeah,
someone.
exactly.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Dude, you know what we need to do? I have a really like silly idea, but I think what we should do, like next time we condition our audience, whenever they're eating a certain flavor, do
Yeah.
that joke. Every time like they don't like laughing as they eat because like it reminds them of that joke.
And send us like videos of themselves.
That'd be so good. Like, how does this pair with my bit?
It's also a matter of genetics. You could have a very sensitive palate, or you
Yeah.
can have a very not sensitive palate. So
Yeah.
between the two of us, we're actually extremes. Celine, we did DNA test. Celine's a super taster.
Oh wow.
I'm on the opposite end. So I like very spicy food. I like my strong flavors.
Yeah.
I mean, our home cuisine.
Yeah, I was
is
gonna
very
say that
strong
actually makes
flavors.
sense growing up in Switzerland and
Yeah,
coming
no
from the Middle
spices.
East.
Yeah, they have
Everything
like
like-
flavors over there.
Ours is same thing. Yeah, ours is over the top, so you have to numb down your senses.
Yeah,
like,
actually
calm down.
now you're a minority, so we're gonna talk
No,
shit about
fair
your
enough,
cuisine.
fair enough. I'm easily overwhelmed by flavors.
So when Celine tastes something, she
Just
very easily can tell
potatoes.
you, oh, this tastes like apricot. There's notes of coffee here.
Right.
Whereas me or you might need to close our eyes for a minute and really like focus and
Yeah.
dig deep and find it. But
Yeah.
if you focus, it's there. The flavors are
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Damn,
very
that
cool.
must suck though. Like if you use like public cutlery when you're out there, like this tastes like shit. I can taste the sweat. From
She's
the
like, that
food.
doesn't taste like potato. That's not good.
Yeah.
It comes
man.
down to
Not that
spicy.
far.
When we try to
Yeah.
develop something spicy together,
Yeah.
it needs to.
Different
I
tolerance
need to
level.
be able to taste it.
Yeah.
She needs to be able to tolerate it.
Oh.
But then if
Yeah.
between the two of
It's a
us,
good balance, though.
That's a good-
Yeah.
great balance.
exactly,
Yeah.
because we represent a lot of society.
You should have like your graph on the every packet where she's giving like too much for me and he's like just right for me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I could.
So
I could
actually, this was
identify.
the story for our chili chocolate.
Yeah.
Because I have a low tolerance for chili, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted a very spicy chocolate, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no one can enjoy a very spicy chocolate.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
it's
had that-
overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah. So then we came up with high spice and low spice. So Kashmiri chili is our medium spice, the one that you can enjoy.
Yeah.
And ghost pepper is the one like for the
It'll burn
higher
you.
level.
Here's an
yeah.
idea for you. Have you ever watched the show Hot Ones? Do you know what the show is? So
No.
Hot Ones, you know about it. It's like a YouTube show that's very, very successful. It's basically a guy who hosts celebrities and asks them very like crazy questions,
while
but
they eat
he's
spicy-
eating
yeah, I
spicy
saw
food.
that.
So the whole idea is like they can't think when they're
Yeah.
that spicy. You should do something similar with
Actually,
your chocolate.
Amit had an idea to do a chili chocolate competition during the
There you go.
pop-up.
So something
we
similar.
were brainstorming ideas for gamifying the pop-up, and we thought,
Yeah.
okay, we could do a wall of when there's a spicy restaurant,
Yeah.
we do Polaroid shots of people that ate all their spicy
Yeah.
So we do 5 chocolate pieces. The last one be like killer spicy.
Yeah.
That's
And
exactly
if you make it to
yeah.
the end, there's a picture of you like trying to catch your breath.
Oh, yeah. You
Wow.
should do that. That's really cool, actually.
Oh my god, that is so cool. Yeah, exactly. I think that would definitely get a lot of attention, and if anything, at least a lot of social media sharing. Right?
Yeah.
Like, look at me, I successfully did it. Right? Yeah, you could. Wow.
Are there any health benefits to eating chocolate?
Oh, man, so many.
Well, okay, because obviously as kids we're all told like don't eat so
True,
much chocolate,
yeah.
right? So just for the layman, like what is the health benefits to
I
eating
think
chocolate?
there's an expectation because chocolate is like the king of candy of the kids in the 90s. Right?
Exactly.
We grew up, there's all the candy, but then there's chocolate above all of it.
Yeah.
And candy is bad for you, right? So chocolate is probably really bad for you.
Exactly.
So cacao on its own is a superfood. It's in the top 10 most nutritional plants that naturally grow in nature.
Yeah.
If you need to put a pinch of sugar in there to make that taste good so you can eat it, it's really good for you. So it's good for your brain, it's good for your heart.
Yeah.
It's
Blood pressure, cholesterol. It's good for everything.
Yeah.
it's high in protein, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
As a snack, it's probably healthier than almost any snack you get, unless you get trash chocolate, which is majority sugar and other stuff.
Right.
But if you get something that's 70, 80%, obviously if you're trying to lose weight, don't eat a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Right.
But if
Yeah.
that's not your goal, you're just going for a high nutrition value, like
Yeah.
dense micronutrients and a good macros. Chocolate's a really good match for most people.
Yeah, because like the association I always have with like dark chocolate is always antioxidants. Everyone's like antioxidants,
Yeah, it's
right?
high-
It's like high on
it's high in
antioxidants.
antioxidants,
Like,
yeah.
well, nobody wants oxidants, man. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
We're always against them for oxidants. You know, I don't want that shit.
You guys also run workshops, right?
Oh wait, one more benefit.
Yeah.
It makes you happy.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes you happy.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
yeah.
true.
So as an adult who's like as a kid, obviously I'm told not to eat chocolate. Now I
Yeah.
can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
How much chocolate can I eat before you're like, even as like a chocolate maker, you're like, hey, chill.
I think
I don't think there's an upper
Really?
limit. No.
when I reach half a kilo in a day, it becomes a bit much.
Okay, half
okay,
a kilo
okay.
a day. That's the limit.
So like when we do R&D, you know, you're tasting,
Of
and
course,
testing and
yeah, yeah.
tasting, and
We
and
taste a
some
lot during
flavors
the
are
day.
strong, and
Yeah.
Wow. So like, okay, so doesn't this also have this occupational issue of like wherever you go, you can't enjoy chocolate the same way anymore? Because now you're just analyzing it
No,
all the
it's
time.
great. It's
Yeah?
great. I mean, we love going to like a chocolate shop, picking new bars and like tasting them.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
such a. It's like wine, right? It's such a wide canvas that
Yeah.
different region, different makers will have a different flavor profile.
Yeah.
It's so broad.
Wow.
There's also a whole narrative to the history of chocolate, how the plant traveled the world and where people planted it and
Yeah.
what farming habits they had there and how that affects the flavor notes it has.
Yeah.
So if you try even a chocolate, it's not amazing. You can still kind of think about it and have a chat about it and go, oh, that comes from this country. It's interesting that they have spicy notes there. They must have brought something from this country.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting conversation. You can enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not a chocolate snob. I'll enjoy anything.
yeah.
If it tastes good, it tastes good. If it tastes like cardboard, chocolate coins, for example, I've not had a good one.
Oh, never. Never. Not only
Chocolate
does
coins? Oh, these are disgusting.
it, yeah, not only
Yeah.
do they taste shit, they're disappointing. You
Yeah,
open
yeah,
the Lycee pack, you're like, what the hell, man? Like,
Yeah.
don't give me this
And
crap.
they also have a very distinct flavor about
Yeah.
them. That doesn't
Yeah.
matter who's the maker. It's always
Yeah.
taste kind of plasticky,
Plasticky.
Yes, yes, yes,
waxy.
Yeah.
That's lecithin.
Yeah.
So if you start being hyper aware of lecithin, most commercial chocolate will be ruined for you. So in
Yeah,
that
actually,
way,
yeah.
it is.
Let's
a bit
focus a
ruined.
little bit on that. So people next time they're picking up a bar of chocolate from Welcome,
Check
they
the
look at the back of the
ingredients.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So what is it about lecithin that is really bad?
It's not bad for you. It's derived from plants,
Yeah.
but it just okay. So the way chocolate melts has to do with the way it's tempered. Without going into the physics of it, there's the cacao butter clusters into these shapes, into these crystal shapes, and then it melts with the shape we want. Shape 5 melts at body temperature, so it's very satisfying. It melts in your mouth, not in your hand. But then, if you add something like lecithin to make it stable, it melts in a very like wax-like, candle wax-like way, which the flavor comes very slowly into your mouth. It tastes like wax. It
Yeah.
feels plasticky. You got to chew it really hard. It's
Yeah.
not fun to eat anymore. A lot of chocolate today, Lindt tastes so good.
yeah.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like vanilla. This tastes like so much like vanilla, and if you really try and look past the vanilla, it tastes
Yeah.
like mold.
Yeah.
So if you see vanilla in
Yeah.
a chocolate bar, unless it's a vanilla flavored
It's
chocolate,
a red flag. Yeah.
it's a big red flag. If you see lecithin in there, it's from that category.
But lecithin is tricky because some craft makers still use it.
But they don't put it on the ingredients, or
No, they put it in the ingredients.
Okay.
You take it
But
into
it's-
account when
Yeah.
you define the flavor.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
make it taste bad for lecithin.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make it. You wouldn't add lecithin just for the sake of being able to ship it from Europe to Asia without.
Yeah.
You'd go, okay, well, this tastes so bad. Maybe we need to increase the sugar.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to use a different origin.
Yeah.
You can take it into account. Whereas most commercial chocolate, they just add it because they need to add it.
so basically vanilla is a big no-no
Yeah, watch
if
out
you
for
want.
vanilla.
If you're watch out for vanilla basically.
So like my policy for buying chocolate is that if there's a picture of a chef trying to make the chocolate on the cover, I don't buy it. Because I'm like, they're trying to pretentiously say, look, see,
Yeah.
we're making this.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Yeah.
you're not. All right.
And craft chocolate, usually you can tell the origin is on the pack as well. Here there's no origin.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Notes, there's a description of what you're about to eat.
Yeah,
Because
usually.
they're proud of it.
Yeah.
you guys also have very cute artwork. Who makes that?
Celine does.
Well, most
Nice.
recently,
She seems
yes.
to be being very humble
No,
about
no,
it.
no.
She's like, oh, it's okay.
No, when-
We started with an artist,
Yeah.
and she was amazing, and she also helped us a lot to graduate to be more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
yeah. So then I took over.
Yeah, these are very cute.
No,
So-
The
I'll
initial
say-
ones are no.
the thing that I like the most about all your artwork is that you did half of it and you just flipped it over and just copied it.
Yeah.
You're lazy. You did not what? You ran out of budget to finish the whole picture. Like I can only do half for this price.
It's a style.
I don't know what Timut is. What is Timut? Raspberry Timut.
Timut is a Timut pepper. It's a peppercorn that comes from Nepal. It's in the Sichuan pepper family, but it's not anywhere near as Sichuan as Sichuan. It's
Right.
numbing
So
the same
this
way.
is a little spicy.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
It tastes more like grapefruit. It's got a citrusy
Ah.
thing, which kind of rounds off the raspberry, so it's not so like
Yeah.
sour in your face raspberry. It's
Yeah.
more rounded.
Oh wow. Man, I love these flavors combined. Like today you brought us black sesame, there's coffee caramel, and there's raspberry timut. So very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely different ranges of stuff. And you got
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, no, I'm saying, and you've got so I can see over here the black sesame is a very cute little bite-sized tip, very perfect for.
Yeah, we have two sizes.
Yeah, two sizes, right? And
Yeah.
I think the idea is like there's a no guilt size, as in like this is a small bar, so I'll have one bite, I'm good, no big deal. And you got
Yeah.
the whole bar where like I'm definitely still gonna finish that whole thing today. But after that, just remind myself that it's antioxidants. So it's okay. It's okay. Doing it for my health, man. Doing it for my health. So this was a great Christmas gift, I guess.
I was about to get to
Right,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So for Christmas gifts, why should we get conspiracy chocolate?
We actually have two Christmas flavors for our bars.
Ooh.
The first one is maple pecans, which
Ooh.
we made last
Oh,
year,
damn.
and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the second one, the more fun one, I guess, is a pine needle. So we want to recreate the taste of a Christmas tree.
Oh, I thought you actually have a needle
Smell,
in it.
the taste of the smell of
kids.
Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah.
We're not going around tasting Christmas.
Have you ever considered?
But
Have you?
I licked them, but that's me. You don't need to worry about that.
The research phase was weird.
Yeah,
People's houses.
we shoot some.
Yeah. Have you ever considered coal flavor? Some kids deserve it. So in case you want to go that route, some parents, just want to show them a lesson, like coal charcoal flavor.
Well, we do smoked fruits mainly.
Really?
So there is
Smoked
that
pineapple, for
smoky,
example.
smoky
Oh
flavor.
wow, dude. Okay, so let me ask you this: do you have a full, complete sampler of every single flavor you have, like buying a whole package like that? Can people do that?
It's like 40 something flavors. It'd be a huge set.
Yeah, that's like one
We
weekend.
we
for
have
me.
combinations.
We have sets of like 5 small bars.
Oh, so
this is
you-
more like a tasting.
Yeah, tasting
kit.
combo thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can I make a
we have that.
request as well?
Yes.
One of my favorite things about Christmas is eggnog, and I know this is very divisive. You give me a face already.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
would that work with the chocolate? You don't seem to be a fan anyway
so
of
the
eggnog.
first thing I think Celine is thinking is that's not vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's true because you can't really make vegan eggnog. That you're
But then
already taking
making
half
a
of it.
vegan version is like we love
Yeah.
it. It's like our challenge. So
Okay.
Right.
we would go into it, but are we interested?
I've never
Not
tasted
sure.
eggnog actually.
Really?
I have no idea what
It's
it's
really
like.
good. You don't like it?
Okay, you're not missing out.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
screw you guys.
I'm not a big drinker anyway, so anything alcoholic to me is not.
I am not either, but eggnog is amazing.
I don't know,
they
man.
say.
But only around Christmas time as well. It's one of these things that also brings you back.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the thing, the memories,
you
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The memories. Like you go around the Christmas market or whatever, and you smell that, and it takes you back to
Yeah.
So it's actually a lot of what we set out to do in the beginning is work with nostalgia because
Yeah.
our whole generation grew up. Every generation grew up. That's when you eat the most amount of chocolate when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And also we learned recently how to make stuff taste like the smell of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can make chocolate taste like the smell of coffee or like the smell of Christmas tree. or cigar. So nostalgia is actually a big part of not just it's huge in Christmas, of course.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm a
Yeah.
Jew, but I hear from others that nostalgia is a big
You've
part.
heard
of
I'm a
Christmas.
Muslim, and we're both shouldn't be celebrating Christmas.
You both heard of this thing called Christmas. People celebrate it.
Yeah.
So the smell thing is one part of it. I'm blanking again.
Oh, smell. I'm guessing the flavor as well. The smell, the experience as well. You saw my nostalgia. Is it the history, remembering basically when you're eating it, the whole experience of the flavors as a kid growing up? Is that what
I
you're
think you need a bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
You should eat a little bit.
I tell you what, we're gonna leave it at a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah. No, actually, I wanted to bring up one last thing. When I lived in Germany when I was like 16, I did an exchange there,
Yeah.
and they took us as part of the tour or whatever. They took us to Rittersport factory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually, I don't remember much of it, but I remember being blown away because that was the first time I actually see like commercial chocolate like on a big
The
scale.
amounts, yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
exactly. It was really cool, and they give you like little cups of like hot chocolate and whatever.
Yeah.
It just came out. But also, what I brought it up because they had like crazy variations of like like gold sprinkles and like all kinds of like alcohols and stuff like that. Do you play with alcohol in your
Yeah,
chocolate as well?
we actually just started playing with alcohol.
There you go.
We did rum, 2 whiskeys,
Oh.
Armagnac.
Spiced rum.
Yeah, spice rum.
So this is
And
the
we're
weird
working
thing.
on-
I don't drink, but
Yeah.
any liquor, chocolate,
Yes.
big fan.
Yes.
Yeah, so we
Big
don't
fan.
put it like liquid inside.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
'cause
infused
I don't
into
like
it.
that, but it's infused.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Yeah,
When
oh.
it's liquid inside, it tastes like very alcoholic.
It's kind of brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
fun. I agree.
You know
with
when you pick a chocolate and you're like, what is it gonna be? And then it's alcohol and it's like disappointment.
It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. So how do you fix this problem?
Well, go on, Amit.
I was wondering whether we divulged this.
Oh, right,
We
right.
shared
It's
it.
a secret.
Oh,
Okay, we can say this.
It's a secret.
With a
that's a
secret?
secret. Okay,
Oh.
we'll leave it at that. Maybe Patreon.
Let me
we
ask
might-
one more time. Maybe they'll change their mind. So how is it?
It takes a whole bottle of whiskey to make like 20 chocolate bars. So it's a
Yeah.
complicated process. And
So you're tackling the problem that it doesn't taste so strong.
I want to taste the nuance of this whiskey. I want to
Exactly.
take the nuance of this particular whiskey.
Yeah.
So if I have this
Yeah.
one next to a chocolate made from another whiskey, I know why I'm. Just like you can prefer the whiskey, you can prefer the whiskey chocolate.
Yeah.
And that one,
It's
for
not
example,
easy.
we would pair with one that tastes like the smell of unlit cigar.
Ooh.
So it really is a canvas where you can go and create memories and you can go and create a
That's
feeling.
really fucking cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the fact that you're so fixated on like this particular nostalgia thing and like pairing what people are eating with like a certain memory, and you're like, I'm gonna get this right, and that's really amazing. It's really cool. Do we have any alcohol chocolate on sale right now, or is it still
on sale?
Oh,
not
not
yet.
yet,
No.
not yet.
not yet?
Coming
It's
soon.
all-
So
Matter
look
of
out
lab.
for that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys just you have the floor now. We're about to end this, so just talk a little bit. How can people find you online, the pop-up shop, and all of that?
Yeah, just let us know again. Pop-up shop is happening when?
Pop-up shop is 28th of November till 11th of December in Saimpud Frida Club.
All right.
Very cool. How do people find you online?
You don't find me online.
Hey.
I avoid social media. But if you find our Instagram, Conspiracy Chocolate, just at Conspiracy Chocolate.
At
no
Conspiracy
underscore.
Chocolate, and then our website, conspiracychocolate.com.
And
Oh.
I also co-run a private kitchen called Otium. If
Okay.
you want to check that out and see some weird food.
Nice. How do people find that online?
Also, same thing, OTMHK on Instagram.
OTMHK.
Yeah.
And just very briefly, what is it?
So Alison Tan and myself built this a year ago, and it's something that pops up for every quarter for 20 days. And we basically create an experience around the food, with the food, and also just the experience in the room. So each one is seasonal. The food is seasonal, and there's also a theme, a goal that we're going to make you feel something by the end of the meal. Another thing is if you guys really are true chocolate lovers and you like homework as well with your chocolate,
Hong Kong.
I'm a chocolate lover. You lost me at homework, to be honest with you.
It's fun
It depends-
homework.
Yeah,
fun
exactly.
homework.
Depends what
We
kind of
we
homework.
have a lot of flavors in development. We have a
Okay.
lot of, our R&D program is actually probably more bars than we have out. We're very selective
Yeah, it's
with it, and often we go really deep, and we reach a stage where it's not about what's better, it's about preference. And at that stage, we get stuck sometimes. We ask friends, we ask family. What we want to start soon is a program called the Conspiracy Tasters Club, where we're going to identify 30 or 40 lucky individuals. A third of them will be from the industry, from F&B. The other 2/3 are going to be people that like chocolate.
Yeah.
Or you already have two in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
And we'll send them, once we reach that stage in R&D where it gets to preference, we're going to send them a bunch of chocolate, maybe 6 or 7 different versions of it.
Yeah.
And at first we'll interview them, and then eventually we'll give them just information to fill in. And it will become a part of our development process, and they will get a lot of chocolate chipped to them.
I can just
So it's
imagine
not
the
started
interview
yet.
process of like, so tell me.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
it has
So
to be
tell me.
serious.
You know, yeah,
We'll
so
have
tell
to be
me.
serious.
If I give you a piece of chocolate,
Yeah.
what do you feel?
Notes are you taking?
what are you feeling right now?
We'll give guidance.
Yeah, exactly. How do you spell chocolate? Oh, you fail, sir. You can't spell it. You're out of here. So, is there any age limit for the taster thing?
No, not at all.
So you could be like 6-year-old kid who's like a big connoisseur.
As
of
long as
chocolate.
you're serious and
Yeah.
ready to share.
No, for real. I'm not
feeling.
joking. Sign
no,
me
for
up.
real. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. Okay, so basically, tasters, a proper, legit process, and if you
Yeah,
get through it,
Tasters Club.
you can be part of the club.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we haven't launched this yet, but if anybody wants to join, get in contact with us, Instagram or email.
Thank you so much for coming on,
Thanks
guys.
for having us.
Cheers.